1,000 people, those on their deathbed, when they ask them what was the most important thing, they said relationships, and it affects your health. It actually affects your health. Okay, so they're unique. There's commitment. The key here I want to talk about is relational maintenance. I think a lot of times, like we have high school students in here. We have folks who have been married 3 or 4 times and who are 67 years old. What we all eventually realize is relational maintenance is required. Basically, it's communicating to maintain the relationship. You can't just assume things. And I think the deeper you go into these chapters, even we just did listening, right, or how you see yourselves, the more you're going to realize that relationships could be made to work. Not all of them, right, but some of them could be with some communication or relational maintenance. Okay, this is interesting. This is one of the theories of self-disclosure. I only cover one in here. There's others, but this is Johari Window. If you've taken another class, you've probably seen this before. It's 2 scholars named Joe and Harry, literally, who came up with this. And it's just looking at you. So if you think of yourself as that box there, right, Foursquare when you were kids, that's you. And you got the open, the blind, the hidden. Open, everyone knows. You know, I know. My name is Jeff. I'm a teacher. Blind, maybe it's something I don't know about myself that you know. So a student said, you keep saying, like, keep this short, under 15 minutes. And I was like, I didn't realize I was saying that. I always feel like I'm trying to rush through these because I don't have a live audience. So I don't know if people are listening or not, right? So I'm blind to that right now. I'm blind that, make these videos really short, okay? So think about what you're blind to. You're not going to know, are you? But that's why we disclose to other people. No, you are, really nice or whatever. Hidden window, this is kind of hard. This is stuff, this one's not really hard, actually. The unknown one is hard. But hidden is the stuff that we keep from, just to ourselves. And in a relationship, that tends to get smaller. But, forever there'll be something in there, right? That's what you got to know about that. The unknown one is the hard one. It's stuff that you don't know about yourself and people don't know about you. How can that be, right? So just think to any example, like if you don't have children, what kind of parent will you be like, right? Things that haven't happened yet. If there's a car accident, are you the one to jump out of the car and start lifting the car up? You're only 80 pounds. Or you're on the side taking pictures? I don't know. I don't know what I would do, right? So that's very, in a nutshell, that's kind of the windows you're talking about. And how do we learn that? Through communication. Sex and gender is different, right? We're all old and mature enough to kind of know, like, sex it's your body parts. Gender is fluid, especially nowadays. If you read the forums and watch the videos, it's so cool. It's changing. People are saying that in this generation it's changing. There's new words, right? We could encode new ways to be through language. Fascinating, right? You look at family, friendships, romantic. Gender matters in all of this. In terms of how you communicate one-on-one with people, no matter what you say, like we say, we're colorblind. You try that one. But gender, it's really hard, right? So we're now we're at the point we need to express and communicate what gender we are, right? So it really does matter. Culture matters. Culture really matters. Are you from individualist or collectivist? The big two you can kind of think of. Individualistic culture is America. We're like number one. It's about me, right? iPhone, I school, I whatever. Where collectivist is more like an Asian or more of a communist country maybe, right? All for the good of one. Like in Japan, the saying is, don't be the nail that sticks up because you'll get pounded down, right? So what if you're like Asian living in America or vice versa? You have this cultural, anyway. Low context, high context culture. Again, this stuff's fascinating if you like it. Take an intercultural communication class. I think some of you have. It's fascinating stuff. America, we're extremely low context. The context in which we communicate doesn't really matter. I can play golf with my boss, right? During the time we're playing golf, I can ask him about a raise or about something. If you're in a high context culture, for example, you can't really do that. For example, I lived in Beijing for about 5 years. To do business, you would need to go out with the people first and drink with them. And I was like, wow, I don't want to do all this drinking, right? But why is that? Because the context matters. In that context, if you can drink with someone and show that they're showing that you can trust each other, basically, then okay, here's your contract. So interesting, yeah. Chapter 7, we're flying. Interpersonal conflict. This is what I want you to write about, because I don't think we're getting better at it. I think we're getting worse at it as a species in general. And I blame the internet and my parents. No, I don't blame my parents. I blame myself. I don't blame myself. I don't blame anyone. But conflict isn't going away, is it? And if you take 181, we won't talk about it in here, but you got to know conflict is natural and it's beneficial, okay? But what we're talking about here is basically when there's limited resources, okay, whether it's someone's time, money, the virus floating around, whatever it is, there will be conflict, okay? So this is the key here. When you respond to conflict, okay, just for fun, whether it's you're driving the car today and someone cuts you off, or it's with a loved one, well, that wouldn't be fun. Maybe something small like a pizza. Who shares it, okay? Do you have more concern for yourself or for others? And there's no right answer here. There's no right answer. In some situations, if that car's coming at you, you better jump out of the way. You better have concern for yourself. But in other situations, maybe you're on the phone and your kids come home and they want to tell you a story, you have concern for others. So it depends, right? But think about that in conflict. Am I thinking about myself or others? Okay? Gender matters. I'll tell you that right now. Gender and culture matter. This is an interesting one, androgynous communicators. This is one we have a hard time talking about because we don't hear it very often. Basically, it means this. If you listen to the way I talk, it's very male. It's very 1980s, 1990s, He-Man, Miami Vice, Nirvana. If you listen to the way younger guys talk today, it's very different, right? So androgynous communicators, I'll give you a hard example. If I'm outside by myself and I see a kid fall down and get hurt, I'm not going to go over to the kid going, hey, you okay? No, I'm going to be more androgynous. Hey, sweet, are you okay? Oh, no. And I might even show him a picture. Oh, here's my kid. But I'll become less male or less female in a certain way. Same thing, I asked a student who was very, very shy one day, right, in class. This is back in the day. I can't talk. I bet you could talk. I bet you, if your nephew was Ala Moana and they were having a hard time in the ocean and you were far away, what would you would yell, help. You would help. You'd be more androgynous. So think about androgyny and communication. It's extremely useful, isn't it? Creating a positive interpersonal communication climate. So we talk about conflict, and this is what I want you to walk away with. These are things we don't talk about in society, are disconfirming and confirming statements. Disconfirming, you think you know, but you don't know until you take my class, okay? We know disagreeing statements, right? I disagree. I don't like you. You're wrong. That's disagreeing, and we go, yeah, you know what? That's I can see conflict there. Disconfirming statements are much more subtle. They could be passive aggressive. It's hard to put your finger on it. But if someone says, "Hey, do you like my hairdo?" and they go, they didn't disagree with you, did they? But do you feel confirmed? No, you don't. You feel disconfirmed, right? It could be as simple as chronemics. We'll talk about that in the future. But if there's a time lag, right? I send someone a text, hey, you want to go to dinner tonight? And they wait 2 hours. I feel disconfirmed. It could be eye contact. It could be getting your name wrong. All of these things. Read the chapter. It's fascinating. Where confirming could just be as simple as giving you prompts as you're talking, okay? Smiling, looking at you, using your name, and not necessarily agreeing with you, but confirming your existence in life. Okay, so that's it for the 2 chapters. There's so much more. Cindy Griffin was my professor in college in the 1990s. Just an amazing, amazing teacher. She wrote the book. Go in there and read more of it. And I know you folks don't have a lot of time, but if you get interested, just focus on the stuff you're interested in. Apply it to your life, and then give us an example. Okay, great job, everyone. I'll see you hopefully in Zoom sometime.